Well, so here we are on day 2 of my motovlogging adventure and experiment. And this morning I'm riding into Terlingua. It's a quaint little town. And give you a view of the Terlingua Cemetery, which looks like an old Western movie set with the above ground graves with the rocks piled on them. And the interesting thing about this place is Monday, unfortunately we won't be here on Monday, but they'll have the Dia de los Muertos celebration, the Day of the Dead, and it's really interesting because people come out and they have a party in the cemetery, and the idea is that they reunite with their dead relatives. And I've seen people bring picnic cloths out and set it on the grave and sit around on top of the grave and have a picnic. And it's kind of a nice custom. Some people might think it's rather bizarre because they have a lot of skeleton heads and things like that. But it's very colorful, and it's really something worth seeing if you can ever get down into this part of the country. So we should be coming on to it pretty soon. And they have the Terlingua General Store, which is also something like a movie set. The locals come out and they sit on the porch, they drink beer, they talk, look at the Chisos Mountains because it faces right onto the Chisos Mountains. It's a totally different world down here for you folks who've never been here. You really should try it sometime. So we're coming up to it now. You might call this downtown Terlingua. Yeah, we're getting into all the hustle and bustle and traffic, and who knows what we're going to find here. There's a place on the hill up to the right. It's a beautiful little bed and breakfast. We stayed there one time, and we were told that Sandra Day O'Connor stayed in the same room that we were in. She's a bird watcher, and this is a bird watching paradise, so a lot of people come down here to do bird watching. So I could say that I slept in the same bed with Sandra Day O'Connor. Well, not with Sandra Day O'Connor. I slept in the same bed that she slept in. We weren't together. Don't want to get that idea out there. So here we are, downtown Terlingua. Isn't this a beautiful place? Look at this. Oh goodness, a bunch of little hot rods and custom cars. I'm going to spend some time over here. Look at that old Model A. So you can see what I mean with a lot of trailer parks. There's a couple of Airstreams over there that people just make their homes down here with that. And you can see they don't have a lot of zoning regulations here, and obviously they don't have a neighborhood, what do you call it, the neighborhood councils or neighborhood associations, the ones that come around and tell you how unhappy they are with the appearance of your home and that you need to mow your yard and keep your place looking nice and neat. Obviously they don't have that here. There's Debbie's car, and there's the cemetery. We're going to go take a look at that in just a minute. I have a trailer park on the side of the road with kind of a boat motif at a bunch of flags flying and sails out there, and the name of the place is Breaking Wind. I'll give you an idea of kind of the stuff that goes on down here. This is where they have the Terlingua Chili Cook-Off every year, which is quite an orgy of drunkenness. It started out to be about chili, but now it's about how drunk you can get and how much hell you can raise, and they do a pretty good job of it. So, we stay away from here as much as we can during that time of year. So there's the cemetery. And there's my wife out there shooting photos. So this is quite a interesting place. This is a real cemetery. The first time I saw it, I thought it was a movie set. But it's not. There are real people buried there. And Monday night, this place will be full of people. They'll have tables set up. It'll be colorful. There'll be people walking around in costumes. And it will definitely be the equivalent of a family reunion, but with the family being dead. I could see they're starting to get ready for it. They're setting up some display cases there. They'll put a lot of Mexican art pieces. A lot of them will be skulls and things like that. And if you're a photographer, this is a great place late in the evening when the sun goes down. The light here is just beautiful. And you can really get some great photographs. Some of my best photographs over this place. And you can see the little beads there that people leave in memory of their relatives. There's a Terlingua Cemetery. I don't know if the camera's picking this up or not, but it says this cemetery dates from the early 1900s when Terlingua became a flourishing mercury mining town. It served the district as the final resting place for residents and mine workers that succumbed to dangerous working conditions, gunfights, and the influenza epidemic of 1918. Life was good, but could take harsh turns in the remote, untamed region known as the Big Bend. The Terlingua Cemetery is still used by the local community, evidenced by the newer graves. Each November 2nd, people gather here to celebrate the Day of the Dead and offer their respect to the departed. The Terlingua Cemetery is part of the Terlingua Preservation Foundation. Your generosity will help the foundation to continue to preserve and protect this important national landmark. So right here are the little altars where people place little gifts, and you'll notice that there is money here. And I think that says a lot about this community because the folks down here don't have a lot of money. So there's no dollar bills here, but apparently people don't come around and take this money. So I'm going to leave a little something here, even though I don't have a relative here. And then here we have another altar. That's kind of cute. I'll leave something else here too. Ah, and there's a little Buddha. That's very nice. I'm going to be talking about some Buddha stuff on these motovlogs. Matter of fact, I'm kind of thinking about calling myself the Buddha biker or the biker Buddha or motorcycle meditations. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to call myself. But there's a little Buddha right here in a Mexican cemetery. Very nice. So there you are. This is the Terlingua Cemetery. So after that little tour of the Terlingua Cemetery, we'll take a little run up here and a quick look at the general store. Right up there on that hill to the right of me is where the little bed and breakfast is, where I slept in Sandra Day O'Connor's bed. No, I should say I slept in the same bed that Sandra Day O'Connor slept in at one point when she was on a vacation. You know, there is an outside chance that this video could go viral, which I really doubt, but you know, if it ever did, I sure wouldn't want that out, that this guy's out there saying he slept with Sandra Day O'Connor. There, it's called La Posada Milagro. And this is the Terlingua General Store and the Starlight Theater, which is quite a swinging place here in Terlingua, because it's really about the only place to go these days to get a beer and a drink and party, and I think they do party. And this is it. A lot of gravel here, so I need to watch what I'm doing, so I don't want to drop this bike. So now I'm going to take a little run up the highway to Lajitas and go through Lajitas to what we call the Big Hill, which has one of the most amazing views in Big Bend and the Rio Grande River. It's way up high, and it's something to see.